Basketball is a sport for tall people, and Filipinos are mostly not tall. Aren't we wasting our time by being way too basketball-centric as a people?
Would you believe it? Big time three-point shot.
Time for a reality check, folks. The team sport that we devote the most time and focus on as a people. The team sport that we as a people are most obsessed with, where we usually get heartbroken. It's just not going to work, folks. We're wasting our time. I don't mean totally ditching basketball as a team sport. I just mean reprioritizing. Probably choose some other team sport where height is not that important, so that we have higher chances of excelling at it internationally.
Orion Perez is the Philippines' foremost expert in constitutional reform, known for his sharp insights and engaging storytelling. With a background in journalism and a natural flair for communication, he brings both authority and approachability to his role as an anchor. A polyglot who can speak 6+ languages and a polymath knowledgeable in a wide range of topics, Orion was the most impressive and most unforgettable of all grand finalists in the first season, the national television quiz show Battle of the Brains. His passion for constitutional reform and the parliamentary system is God level.
Aren't we wasting our time by being way too basketball-centric as a people? Time for a reality check, folks. The Philippines is the only country, apart from Lithuania, in which basketball is practically the only team sport that the vast majority of its people are totally obsessed with. But while Lithuania has been able to send more than a dozen Lithuanians to become NBA players, we have yet to send a single Filipino from the Philippines to become a full-fledged NBA player. Kai Soto's involvement with the NBA G League doesn't count. And it's obvious why we still haven't sent anyone to the NBA and why we don't really succeed in international basketball. Basketball is a sport for tall people, and Filipinos are mostly not tall. It's just not going to work, folks. We're wasting our time. The only Filipinos getting into the NBA are a handful of half Filipinos born and raised in the USA. Raymond Townsend, Jordan Clarkson, Jalen Green. They all got the necessary height to be competitive in basketball thanks to their non-Filipino fathers from the USA. I mean, look at what happens every time we have these international sporting events. We excel at so many other sports outside of basketball. We've just recently done well in this year's 2024 Paris Olympics in the sport of boxing with Ira Villegas and Nesty Petesio, each getting bronze medals. And then the sport of gymnastics with Carlos Yulo winning 2 gold medals. Shout out to Carlos Yulo's sports occupational therapist, my fellow PGMN anchor, Hazel Calawood. And in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, we had a gold won by Hidalin Diaz in weightlifting, and in boxing, Nesty Petesio and Carlo Paalam with silver medals, and a bronze medal won by Yumir Marcial. Yet it's sadly in basketball, the team sport that we devote the most time and focus on as a people, the team sport that we as a people are most obsessed with, where we usually get heartbroken, beaten by teams from countries that don't even prioritize basketball like we do. So many of us Filipinos devoting so much time and effort expended for basketball and not much to show for it. I think we seriously need to rethink our priorities. And hey, I don't mean totally ditching basketball as a team sport. I just mean reprioritizing. Probably choose some other team sport where height is not that important, so that we have higher chances of excelling at it internationally. Some sports come to mind. Something we can more easily introduce using existing basketball courts via futsal. And if we were to think about it, we have actually had a history of Filipino players doing well in Spanish football. Who can forget the longtime top scorer and record holder, the Iloilo-born half Spanish, half Ilonggo, Paulino Alcantara? Incidentally, Paulino Alcantara, himself not a very tall person of typical Pinoy height, 5'7", held that long-time record of the most goals scored in FC Barcelona until the Argentinian Lionel Messi, himself also a Pinoy height, 5'7", broke his record in 2014. Incidentally, the other extremely famous Argentinian superstar, Diego Maradona, was also of Pinoy height, 5'4.5". Did you know that there's a full-blooded Filipino star goalkeeper who was playing for so many years with the French team Paris Saint-Germain? That's Alphonse Areola. Association football might just be the sport we need to look at as an alternative, since this is a sport that a lot of developing countries can easily excel in, as you don't really need much equipment and gear to get into it, and you don't need height. Heck, with our Latino, Hispanic-like cultural heritage, we might actually have what it takes to do well in this sport. But sadly, Filipinos have difficulty thinking about making the shift because we are just way too emotionally attached to basketball, despite the evidence being just way too overwhelming that it may not actually be the best sport for the vast majority of our people. This emotional attachment to what we are already used to is a major problem that's holding us back. This same mental issue of being so emotionally attached to what we are already used to is preventing us from considering a shift from our very dysfunctional, toxic, personality-centric, and chaotic presidential system to moving to the much more logical, rational, platform and party-centric parliamentary system. I mean, just look at how our elections work. Song and dance numbers, bringing in singers, actors, and other celebrities to join in, campaign rallies. This happened in so many Philippine elections and in the recent US elections. Don't be surprised that the same happens in other countries that use presidential systems. I never saw that kind of stuff happening in parliamentary Singapore. Then there's talking so much more about personal traits, personal qualities, rather than platforms, principles, and proposed projects. This is what the presidential system is all about. And that's why our overall results when it comes to governance aren't all that great. Now, at least with the parliamentary system, the focus is not so much on getting in celebrity-type people to run for office and become politicians, but more on getting competent people who can promote the platforms, principles, policies, and getting people who have the leadership skills to handle the execution and implementation of certain proposed projects of the parties to which they belong. And at least in a parliamentary system, if the top leader has made some major mistakes and starts to become a burden to his own colleagues, can decide to get that top leader replaced by someone else who is presumably better and commands enough confidence among his or her party peers. Just as it has already been mentioned in a previous episode, parliamentary systems are superior in performance compared to presidential systems. Now, a little bit of trivia here. The Philippines was able to produce a Prime Minister of Spain in the person of Marcelo Azcárraga, who was born and raised in Manila to a Basque Spanish father and a Mestiza Bicolana mother from Albay. He studied at the Universidad de Santo Tomas, today's UST, and later studied at the Escuela Náutica de Manila, known today as the Philippine Merchant Marine Academy, and then later on went to Spain to become an army officer, rose up the ranks to become a general, and eventually got into Spanish politics to become a member of the Spanish cabinet as war minister. When the Prime Minister of Spain at that time, Antonio Cánovas, got assassinated, Marcelo Azcárraga became caretaker prime minister. He later went on to become Prime Minister of Spain again 2 more times. So yes, the Philippines has produced a Prime Minister of Spain, born, bred, and raised in the Philippines, and spent the first 20 plus years of his life in the Philippines before heading over to Spain. Anyway, What essentially prevents the Philippines and Filipinos from making the rational and logical decision to replace our extremely dysfunctional and inefficient presidential system from being replaced with a better parliamentary system is that emotional attachment to what we are already used to. The exact same thing that prevents Filipinos from fixing what needs fixing, the exact same thinking that prevents Filipinos from replacing a lousy system with a vastly better one that really works and produces superior outcomes. This is the exact same mentality that prevents us from looking at reasonable and practical alternatives to the current team sport of basketball that most of our people are just way too obsessed with, but is unfortunately very incompatible with our generally short physique. If we can let go of what hasn't worked and what is clearly not appropriate for us, logically and rationally choosing a more appropriate alternative will more likely produce better results. The solutions are out there, folks. It's not rocket science, really. Basketball might have to be relegated to a third team sport, with soccer being the main team sport, perhaps with baseball and softball being the second team sport, just to be more involved in sports that don't need height as much in order to succeed. Otherwise, if we continue on with basketball as our primary team sport, we'll continue on inefficiently wasting our people's time on a sport that is generally incompatible with our short physique. We'll need to replace our presidential system with a parliamentary system because that's simply what works better. Folks, let's not be way too emotionally stuck on stuff just because that's what we've been so used to. Sticking to what doesn't work well for us will just continue to hold us back. My name is Orion Perez Doom Doom, and this is PGMN.